Hey, good evening. Welcome to episode 35 of Was It Something We Said on this cold, frigid night. I am El Jefe, and I'm joined by my partner in crime, the Pope. What's
Good
going
evening,
on?
good evening. Stay warm, my friend. Stay warm. Instead of thirsty, stay
Yeah,
warm.
that's right. Yeah, it's a hot, toddy type of night, man. Hope everybody doing their best to stay warm and bring them animals in, and hope these shelters opening up for people that don't have a roof over their head, which is very unfortunate.
Yes, it is.
All right. So speaking of unfortunate topics, we're going to talk about. I think the only unfortunate topic is this Greenland attempted coup, takeover, land grab, whatever you want to call it, that's going on right now, and who's pushing back, who ain't. Then we'll jump into some sports. We'll talk about the Final Four for the NFL this weekend. We'll talk about the last night's college football championship game, which is a pretty damn good game between Indiana and the U. And then we're going to just talk briefly about the Pistons and the Wings and where they come from the depths of hell to the top of the mountain through this point in the season, at least, which is a victory in itself. And then you're going to bring us home with the message and the jam of the week. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
All right. Well, let's kick things off with this Greenland. I haven't heard this much about Greenland uh, since I haven't heard this much about Greenland. This guy again you can't say unbelievable. You can't shake your head because anything he does is just par for the course. So he's trying to take it over, saying, "Hey, better us than China or Russia." Everybody with half a brain knows there's some ulterior motives behind it. What's your initial thoughts on it, though?
My initial thoughts is I kind of looked at this thing as why would the U.S. want Greenland? I ain't so kind of looking into it. Then I got, a couple other theories, China, Russia, then two, which y'all kind of conspiracy why they trying to get Greenland, as well as, with the Venezuelan thing. One, I'm going to say with sanctions, all this other kind of stuff, the dollar is losing its dominance. Because
Okay.
as we lose trading partners, because you trying to make us quarantine us some kind of way, as we lose trading partners, the world goes on. So now you got China that's making all these new trading partners and that stuff, and they ain't trading in US dollars, they trading in the yuan. So now the yuan is threatening the dollar. I mean, it ain't like, well, tomorrow the yuan's going to be worth more. But again, if you kind of think about it, that's how we get things so cheap here, because our dollar is dominance. Like you say, you look at exchange rate in Canada, well, 130 something there too. So so we're able to buy more with our money because our money is worth more when we're buying from foreign partners and stuff,
Mhm.
because the dollar is the dominance. Again, too, I think it's been a focus too much on an oil and gas based economy. I mean, when America was great again, we're going back 20, 30 years to where, like you say, oil and gas driven economy. And that's kind of where we have everything at, where you see other countries is diversifying and going for, renewable energies and that stuff.
Clean air, clean fuel.
Right. So secondly, with the electric race, now too, with all the minerals it takes to do that, China been building roads and countries and getting minerals and all this stuff for the longest. So now, why do they want Greenland? Yeah, it does have some importance, military location from the Arctic security. We already have base and stuff on there. But
Yep.
again, it has plenty of rare earth minerals. Like what? Lithium for techs and EVs, vital for supply chains and what you were trying to do. So that's another reason. Same thing with the oil and other stuff. You're trying to control the partners and stuff so that the dollar can be more dominant or maintain its dominance throughout the world. So yeah, so it's again, it's back to the age old thing. It's a money grab.
Well, then why not just come out and say that?
No,
Why bullshit with because your reasons are valid. I mean, there's several other ones listed here. You know, well, this kind of goes with what you said: controlling shipping routes, limiting China's influence, long-term U.S. global power strategy. So it kind of goes with what you're saying. But uh, why not just come out and say it, right? Because like with Venezuela, you're throwing that cloak and dagger with the fishermen getting blown out, or the drug runners slash fishermen getting blown out of
yeah,
the water,
yeah.
which you ain't heard of,
Gordon fish sticks don't win.
in a couple of weeks. Ain't seen there been no bombings in Venezuela, and the oil proceeds have been sold off and is sitting in a bank in Qatar, and which just sounds crazy in itself. So Greenland is in the crosshairs, and you know you got NATO, putting EU personnel to protect against a U.S. invasion. So how crazy does that sound?
And we're supposed to be part of NATO, but the other countries in NATO
Yeah.
is protecting against us from there. But no, that's what it's coming down to. It's a money grab, which it is. And like you say, you get shorter shipping commercial routes between Asia and Europe and North America. Again, Greenland has been untapped. So hey, we gonna want to untap it. We want to tap it
So if
and
we
make it
don't
a
do it,
potential key supplier.
so if
Well,
we
if you
don't
don't
do
do
it,
it, yeah, because
China,
again,
Russia's going to get in there and do it.
you look at the other 8 countries with Africa and all that stuff. China built roads to no damn where over there, money and get minerals and all that kind of and all those things.
Uh-huh.
China been getting minerals for this EV stuff because again, they had this, the air quality there is just been bad for.
Hey, it ain't no air quality.
Exactly. So again, they banned, gas scooters. So they've been making this switch over to electric for a long time. And again, they got, billion people, 3 billion. I mean, so it's just more of them and they just using more stuff. So
Yeah.
again, they've been on this crusade for a long time. Again, we've been so key on oil and gas dominance and stuff that we have not looked at what is the future and what we should be doing, but no, with the dominance of that and all the money and stuff is there, then yeah, that's why that still is viable in what we're doing. But we're behind. We're way
Yeah.
behind in this electric type stuff there too.
Oh, they were eons behind, and you let off with the trade partners. These countries are establishing, like you said, new trade partners, and they're leaving the U.S. out of it, which eventually is going to catch up to our economy in a negative way.
Yep.
You already have the have and the have-nots. You know, hey, I did go back to Subway today, by the way. Told you about that experiment. So,
Yeah, what you got the 6-inch special?
I got
What
the
was
six
today? The
inch.
meatballs?
No, nope. I got the same chicken bacon ranch. So I told you I got the foot long with the 3 cookies since they was hot out of the oven. Uh, some chips, and I left the 10% tip, and it was just under 25. And I said something wrong. I think she mistyped. So today I went back and got the 6-inch, same sub, no cookies, bag of chips, no tip, and it was $15. So this time I looked at the receipt and it was legit. So, but the 6-inch ain't no more foot long subs from Subway for me. But hey, in 2 weeks from now, it could be double the damn price.
It could be. It could very well be. Who knows?
Yeah,
Who
well,
knows?
we'll see what's next with Greenland.
All right. Greenland
The
say they open more of a military presence in there too from the US, and but no, he didn't got his eye on it. So yeah, he gonna try to take
oh,
it
you
over.
could like Congress is going to step in and say, "Hey, don't do that," because to me they're a non-existent entity right now, and when they do speak up, um, for some other matter other than things like this, the majority of people gonna tell them shut the fuck up. You
Yeah.
had a chance to speak up, you didn't. Now you're worried about DEI and banning books, critical race theory. Shut the fuck up. You had the chance to talk and you did.
Yeah, that's
So hope
true.
the people are talking November, and I see Elon is already flooding money into GOP races. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see if people gonna continue to go against their own self-interest.
Yeah. Well, not everybody's becoming rich off of this shit, and maybe they'll open their eyes and see that.
Exactly.
All right, I want to talk some sports. Some things that put a smile on our face the majority of the time. We just had divisional round this past weekend, and coming out of it, we got the Patriots and the Broncos, and we have the Rams at the Seahawks. So starting off with the Patriots at Denver, Bo Nix got hurt, unfortunately, on the second to last play of the game because that idiot Sean Payton wants him running around with a chance to get hurt instead of just taking a knee. But believe it or not, Denver at home, and I understand why, because of Jared Stidham, who's a new quarterback. They're 5.5 point underdogs at home, believe it or not, with a 42.5 totals. Well, what do you see coming out of that game?
I see Patriots back to the Super Bowl. Stidham ain't did nothing. He didn't do nothing when he benched Russ before Bo Nix got there.
Yeah.
They want to pump up. Well, he been in the system. He been
Mm-mm.
all that, but he ain't did nothing. So
He's
until
Jared
he do
Stidham.
something, Drake may and the Patriots defense, because they've been hitting. They've
Hard.
been hitting hard.
I
This is
saw
old
I,
school
I saw
football.
Jelani
They've been
Tavai making some
hitting.
hard tackles. Remember
They've
him?
been they've been hitting. I mean, I think CJ kind of let the Texans down, but they was hit.
Oh
No,
yeah. No, Houston
and
was
yeah. So yeah, in that one, I'm taking Patriots in that one.
okay.
So
Well,
we'll see if Stidham, maybe he can do it, but
for
I'm going Pats.
for as much as I don't want to see the Patriots because I don't want to hear about Tom Brady and all his dominance, I don't want to see Jared Stidham in a damn Super Bowl either. So I like the Pats in a close game, but I'll take Denver in the 5.5 points. Thank you very much. All right, let's go to the NFC. It's a hell of a game. Chicago. I thought Ben should have went for two.
I
I
did
mean,
too. I thought he was going for two. Once that some bitch backing up and threw that motherfucker right there.
just what a
I'm
play!
like, you got the
What a play!
momentum. Go for
Go
two.
for it. I
Go
mean,
for
shit.
two right now. Go for two.
Finish it. 18 seconds left. No timeouts, but
Yeah, I
you
thought
got to
being
go for it,
a
Ben.
disciple of the gambler, I thought he was going for it.
He clammed up and kicked the extra point, so maybe he got what he deserved. But it was a good game. So moving on,
Well,
you got the
again,
Rams.
another fourth quarter game. Because it was really kind of lackluster till the fourth. They just for some reason seem to wake up. They want to talk about the
Yeah.
defense. The Bears' defense came to play. It wasn't
Yep.
the defense's fault because
Not at
they
all.
played well all game long. I
Three
mean, Burnett,
turnovers.
yeah, it stops. I mean, so yeah, but hell of a run, rookie campaign for Ben Johnson. So we'll see what next year brings.
Well, it's going to bring first place schedule, so we'll see. Everything's up. It's a cyclical cyclical deal with these NFL teams. The Lions will have a last place schedule. So if they do what they're supposed to do, maybe they're back on top. But the thing to me is that, when New England had their dominance, when San Francisco had their dominance, they were doing that with a first place schedule. So it doesn't matter if I'm playing the worst, if I'm playing the best, I'm playing for championships. And that's a big difference. So it kind of rings shallow success if, the Lions do turn it around next year but who's to say that the teams that finish last that they're going to be playing don't make more improvements than we do? So,
Exactly. So
so you
no,
could get
it's a
stuck with
toss up.
it's a toss up. You can't go
It's
on
a toss
assuming
up.
we're in Detroit, we're going to beat the Falcons. Shit, the Falcons may do more than we do in the offseason.
Yep.
But Rams are, let's see here, 2.5 point underdogs, 47.5 going into
Seattle looked
Seattle.
good coming out the gate. Man only ran the kickoff back.
Yep.
And yeah, that they got rolling, and that really wasn't San Francisco didn't have a chance.
No.
They didn't have a chance. The
They bet,
defense was on Purdy. They hitting as well too.
yeah, they bet San Francisco over no mercy before they knew what was happening. There was some wine and cheese on the table and the candle had burnt out.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, so Darnold, it ain't really just Darnold versus Matthew. So I'm gonna go Seahawks. So I think it's gonna be a repeat Patriots Seahawks.
Yeah, I like Seattle only because it's at home. Sean McVay has been kind of having some wacky play calling. I like Matt over Sam Darnold. And the other thing too is key is, Charbonnet's out for the rest of the playoffs.
Chardonnay, he broke his ankle.
Yeah, so I don't know who the backup is besides Walker, but it's the defense is definitely the trademark of that team right now. And as long as Sam don't fuck it up, Seattle's got a good chance. So
Anyway, yeah, because he didn't have 6, 7 turnovers in the 2 games they'd have played.
yeah,
So they should have lost the last, so they split then. So yeah, Rams can now. Rams can win. So yeah, so he got to cut down on the turnovers and that stuff. And for Seattle to have a chance, so because they may not be as dominant, as they came out and hit San Fran in the mouth. So, but
it's gonna be a good game.
I'm still going Seahawks, Pats for the
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take as long as it doesn't go to 3, I'll take Seattle minus that 2.5. If it goes to 3, I'm taking the Rams. But we'll see. We'll see what the sharps are laying the money. You follow the money.
Follow the money.
You watched the game last night. I know we watched there was 2 good games on last night. One was the college football championship down in Miami, Indiana, against Miami, the Hoosiers versus the Canes. We'll talk about the other game in a minute, but hats off to Kirk Signetti and that Indiana Hoosiers team. Hell of a victory, hell of a championship, but it was a hell of a game too.
Yeah, it was, and just a hell of a turnaround for it's 3 in a row for Big Ten. Hell of a turnaround the way he used the portal and the NIL. I mean, which is good. I think it's good for college football because now you got more teams that can compete. So it ain't these dominants to where you had people that had people just stacked up on the bench, talent after talent, that they could just roll out and roll over everybody.
SEC.
So, right. So that's good. Ain't the con in it is if you ain't just shit coming out of high school, your ass going to a mid-major or Division II school because this transfer portal, they want people who are seasoned, these coaches that they
Make a
getting on the
difference.
team. You got 4 to 5,000 people in the transfer portal. So why do I want a kid at 18, which I got to put some development in, and I can get a 21, 22-year-old, but in the weight room, been in a program, just some other stuff, and just bring them in and plug them in. And I got a contender. Signetti did that in what, 2 years?
That's a good point, man,
They was in the
because
playoff last year, and then
yep,
this year they national championship.
from James Madison, but he went into the portal. Mendoza came from Cal. These receivers, I think one of them came from James. I forgot where the other one came from. Um, but uh,
Well, the
the
one
guys
got
got
cuffs in the back corner. He was already there. He was already at
Becker.
Indiana.
I
Yeah,
think that's
Becker.
Becker. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the blueprint has been laid out, and to hear Saban saying that nobody in the South wants to take the money to go up north is why you're seeing this shift of power. That's bullshit. The difference is that the SEC have been paying people for decades, and now everybody's paying people. This
Yeah.
time is legal though.
Right.
The leveling of the playing field is taking place, and you got the Big Ten winning 3 straight college championships.
All right. You got teams like Oregon is a power power
Printing
player
money,
now.
printing
Yeah.
money.
So, you got all, like you say before, USC had their run. I mean, you would have USC, Texas, Alabama,
LSU,
LSU, all what Cam
Georgia.
brought Almond in there. You have Georgia. I
Yep.
mean, yeah, they was just dominant. So now what Signetti did is came in, got the people, paid the right people in there too with the experience versus, like you say, everybody was no 5-star recruits. But I will say, them boys from Miami is going pro because they was Bane and my man was
Man,
in there.
that
They
defense.
was, yeah, that defense, they was in there sticking.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I
mind
mean,
seeing a couple of those defensive linemen wearing Honolulu blue and silver next year. I can tell you that.
yeah, because they was going at it. And then that game tightened up when my man who had the targeting,
Oh,
once his
when he
once he
came
got
back in
out
the
the
second
penalty
half.
box in the
Yeah.
second half, they tightened up on that coverage and
Oh,
stuff. And
yeah.
yeah, and then they was in on them. So no, that was a dogfight. I thought Indiana, it worked out for them, but I thought they got too conservative down there when they had a chance to close it out. They kept running the ball. Then my man
Yeah.
got the penalty, and then you
That was a
still
big
running the
penalty.
ball.
That was a
Yeah,
huge penalty because
yeah.
it was
First,
2nd and 1. It was 2nd and 1, and then you got knocked back 5 yards. Then they got conservative. I guess they didn't want to turn it over to go up 6. But hey, you're one pass away from taking on where you got kicked extra points still, but back through the interception that ended the game, and you know, time for the celebration to begin. And like
yeah,
I said, hats off to those
right.
Hoosiers.
And I bet me underthrew the ball. I don't think that was the time to take the gamble. My man wasn't
No,
wide open, and you didn't put it out there. You still had plenty time on the clock.
plenty.
You had marched down 35 yards right quick in a few seconds. Seconds. You still had work them underneath stuff, get in range, and then you know then go for it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was first or second down when he threw that pick because they just came out. It was a timeout, if I'm not mistaken. Indiana had called their last timeout.
Yeah.
But no, it was a good game, man. It was interesting to see how they defend the championship. I know they got Indiana has Cincinnati's quarterback coming in. Forgot his name, but he's coming in to start for them next year, and there's going to be people knocking down the door trying to get to where the current team resides in Bloomington.
Yeah, no, like you say, he done built it right, and like you said, he hitting that portal and getting the right people, the right fit. Cause he had my man, what running back? He was for it Maryland last year,
Yeah, right. Yep.
so he jumped into the portal, and him and Black, they be running hard. They was running hard through
Running
there.
people over. Well, don't be surprised if Signetti make a run to the NFL in a year or two, because I mean, what more can you accomplish besides going back to back or doing this again. Now he's been
How
going through the ranks.
how many Saban got?
What, 6? I think something like crazy
That's
number
what
like
you
that.
accomplish. I don't know. It all depends on what you want for a challenge and that kind of stuff. So it depends on the person, but if I'm the big fish and I'm winning, I don't think I'm trying to go to the NFL. It's a totally different game and kind of
Yeah,
power
I think
struggle.
I think he may do it in a couple years to ride off into the twilight because if he goes, he's going to get a boatload of money. If it doesn't work out, they can him. He's still got a boatload of money. He's still got his ring from college. I mean, he's up there in age, but he started doing this at lower divisional schools, so he's paid his dues. I
Yeah,
think
he has.
he's at a pinnacle now where he could say, okay, let me go test these waters because I may not have, this new quarterback may not be Mendoza, and all of a sudden receivers are dropping balls. So it could be his challenge, but we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
no, we definitely will see.
All right. The other game that was on last night I was referencing was the Pistons and the Celtics. It was a hell of a game. Cade had an off night, but man, that defense on both
Block
sides, both
Block City.
teams were playing some tough D, and uh, Pistons came out on top, and they're leading the Eastern Conference by 5.5 games. So, what's your thoughts on what they're doing down in the LCA?
Hey, they bring in, it's just a good time to be a Detroit sports fan, with the Pistons, even with the Lions,
Yep.
Tigers. I saw Torgerson when I was at the haberdashery.
No. Should ask that motherfucker why they went over 23. Let me stop. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
He did ask him what he need. He said we need to sign Scooble and a couple more Scoobles. Yeah,
Well, that ain't happening.
no, that ain't happening. And even with Scooble, it's this old funky kind of arbitration stuff that baseball come up with some shit. I think for 3 years you got to go to arbitration before you can just become a free agent. Some shit.
Nah, he's about to get 32 million though, because that's going to be a quick
Yeah,
delivery.
yeah, that's what's in the arbitration. But
19 or 32. Okay, 2 times Cy Young, that 32. End of discussion.
exactly. But again, the Dodgers is loading up again.
They gave Kyle Tucker 4 years, 60 million a year. 60 million a year. That's a sick lineup.
That's the 8th person with that type of figure income on the Dodgers.
That's almost some
8.
team's total salary or budget for the whole damn team. Give or take a few million, but you look at a team like Oakland or whatever the hell they're called these days. These lower market teams that don't generate that income. The Dodgers don't care about no damn luxury tax, but
no, I mean, Yankees used to do it, so now Dodgers is doing it. So,
back to the Pistons. They got a 5.5 game lead over the Celtics. New York's going the opposite way. Needs Cade to stay healthy. I agree with some of the pundits that they need somebody to not compliment, but to help Cade out because they're going to need some scoring.
yeah, because come playoff time, they're going to try to key on him and let
they're going
somebody
to
else
double
beat
or
him.
triple
So,
team him.
yeah, so you need somebody else that can break out and score. Because you know what you're going to get from Tobias. I mean, you pretty much know what you're going to get from everybody, but this person who's another wild card who can come out and go for 50, we don't have.
Yeah, we need somebody to help spread the floor, man, because when Cade get that ball, Boston was on him last night. But he played his ass off. He had, I think, 14 or 15 assists, 16 points, and I think he's a front runner for MVP because you could talk Shea Alexander, but OKC is loaded. They could get by without Shea for a minute. But you take Cade off that. You saw what happened when Cade went out in the fourth quarter. when you you had the likes of Karis LeVert, Duncan, Javonte Green, they was letting Osar Thompson shoot from wherever he wanted to shoot from. Without Cade on that floor, man, it's zero chance of going as far as we think they could go.
Yeah, because Gerald Levert wasn't doing nothing.
No.
Baby, come home to me.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah.
they could cut or trade that motherfucker tonight while I'm sleeping. I won't be mad in the morning. Every time he out on the floor, I hate seeing that motherfucker out there because I know he gonna fuck up. But the Wings are doing just as good, man, on the
Oh
ice.
yeah. Yeah. They came back one in overtime again. Yeah, the Wings is again, like you say, it's a good time to be a Detroit sports fan. Yeah, the Wings is there, they're playing. They playing good hockey. So, like you say, so far so good. So far so good, which is what your man
Little
said
Caesar's
when
gonna
he
be lit
jumped
up.
off of the 25 floor when he passed floor 20. So far so
It's so
good.
good.
So we'll see what the rest of it shakes out to be.
Oh, it's
Right.
always a soft landing.
Yeah. So what do you think about our new host?
Hey, I think give a guy a chance, man. I'm just glad that Dan Campbell ain't gonna be trying to be Bill Walsh next season. He cannot be calling plays and running that team.
Not at all.
This guy Pensing, he's somebody that ran with Ben Johnson back at Boston College. They got similar philosophies. Run first, 2 tight end sets, still do some play action. But the Lions, they got to fix that defense. I'm glad they got an offensive coordinator. I said, give the guy a chance.
Yeah, and too, just going back with some of the Arizona games I watched, Jacoby and them was moving the ball and stuff.
Much better.
Right. So with the talent he had, Jacoby and them was in a lot of games, in the fourth quarter and stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of with you. You look at the overall record, and you're like, oh, why we want him? They was 3, but no, you got to look at his production and what he was doing and what he had to work with.
Wasn't much. Wasn't
No.
much. Look what he did for Trey McBride, the tight end.
Yeah.
If Marvin Harrison would wake up and be a Jackson Smith and Jigba, whatever the hell his name is, that went to Ohio State too, because he was balling out when he was in college, but he hasn't gotten it yet. And I know his father been blaming the coaching, but hey, look at your son too.
Yeah, you gotta look at that.
But give him a chance. You can't do no worse.
No,
You can't do no damn worse. And you got an outsider.
Yeah, where you can, but I don't think he will.
I see him coming in, and I like to see Montgomery stay too. I know there's been some chatter of him being on a trading block.
Well, they kind of froze him out last year.
That's bad coaching.
Well, yeah, I agree. They kind of froze him out. He didn't, like you say, when he was getting his touches, him and Gibbs was eating. And they kind of went more with Gibbs. And then in the later, he started getting back in some more. But yeah, I hope we can keep Montgomery.
Yep. Well, let's see what Mr. Pence ain't got for us. All right. I think that's it for our sports, man. You're going to wrap it up with your message and your jam. So what you got for us?
What I got for a message. Here we go. Something I kind of got out of my book I wrote here. And it's just something kind of short and simple about choices and regrets. Just because I have no regrets on the choices I made yesterday doesn't mean I would make the same choices tomorrow. So some things in the past you may not want to repeat again the next day, because you might have regrets if you make those same choices tomorrow, because as time has evolved.
So you talk about a reset button. You can hit it or you can't hit it. So good.
It said I wouldn't. It said that don't mean I would.
Hey, to me, that sounds like the old one we talked about. You want to be a grave digger or grave digger
Tunnel
or
digger.
tunnel digger?
Yeah, that could be that.
So I
That
like that method.
could be that. Now, I guess for my jam of the week, it's going back to another one of my favorite artists, Michael
Oh, Mike,
Franks.
Mike.
And this one that we got on tap for you for a little bit is Rainy Night in Tokyo.
Seventh of September, remember when.
Yep, so that's Michael Franks, got the smooth voice.
Yeah,
Um,
one of the best voices, man.
one of the best voices. Saw him few years ago now, at Shane Park.
That was it.
Put on a hell of a show. Yep, we
Yep.
went to that show, so that was a hell of a show. So, when you get a chance, check out the rest of Rainy Night in Tokyo, Michael Franks. So that'll
All right.
be the end of episode 35. Let's pay some bills with some advertising. Please like us, please subscribe, please enter in the comments, and please continue to support us. So we will see you same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah, I want to learn how to say good night in whatever language they speak in Greenland. But for now, I just say good night, and we'll talk next week.
Yeah. By the way, they speak English in Greenland.
All right. Well, good night.
Once they take over, it'll be English. So
You mean it's the new national language?
I guess the new national language.
We'll see a football game there next in 2 years.
Yeah, they'll be playing in Greenland in a couple years. All right,
All
my
right.
brother is always good.
So same here, man. I
Love
love you,
you.
man. Well,
Stay safe. Stay
got it.
warm.
Yeah, you too. You too.
All